So I'm pretty convinced that no matter how long you've been doing this, whether you've been walking for a long time or you're just getting started, maybe you're curious, that at least one of these surprising benefits will be a surprise to you. I've been walking now as a fitness activity for more than 10 years, and one of these I just heard about 2 months ago, and my reaction was, really? Seriously? So I was surprised. So I'm pretty confident that you'll be surprised as well. And I do include that, by the way, that'll be the 5th surprising benefit. By the way, if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Dave, not a doctor, not a licensed personal trainer. I'm simply a guy who loves walking as a fitness activity, as exercise. And my desire is to motivate you to move from curious to action. And that's why I started the daily 10-minute podcast, Walking is Fitness. Every day, brand new episode to encourage you, to motivate you to get out and walk. And I'm not in a studio going, you should walk. I'm actually walking as I record it. So essentially, we're walking together. All right, so let's start with the top surprising benefit. Now, if you've been walking for a long time, you already know this one, but you might be surprised that people actually find this as a benefit, that they're surprised. And that is that walking really is exercise. Now, I know a lot of times we consider what we do, walking from one room to the next, going through the grocery store. We're watching others walk through the store and we're thinking, that's not exercise. That can't be exercise. Here's the thing. Experts tell us that movement is good. Movement is better than sitting. So even walking through the grocery store has benefits. And if we're walking with some intentionality at about 3 miles an hour, it rises to the level of exercise according to the experts. There have been lots of studies talking about looking at the impact, the health benefits of walking as exercise. If you walk about 7,000 steps a day, you're lowering your risk of an early death by almost 50%. I mean, just stop and think about that for a moment. 50%. And of course, what comes with that are all the illnesses and diseases that lead to those early deaths. You're lowering your risk of heart disease. You're lowering your risk of some types of cancers, of diabetes, of dementia. You're also lowering your risk of accidental death. So surprising benefit number one for many people is that walking really is exercise, and it really does have an amazing impact on your long-term health and longevity. Of course, there are no guarantees, but what you're doing when you make the commitment to walk every day with some intentionality is you're lowering the risk of an early death. So surprising benefit number one. Surprising benefit number two, walking is a great productivity hack. Lots of research indicating that when we walk, we think better, we're more creative. And so when you are consistently, intentionally walking every day, you're thinking better, you're more creative, and what a great and powerful way to be more productive. How many start their day with a walk, thinking through what they're going to do that day, thinking through challenges and issues, looking for creative solutions, and actually find those solutions as they're walking? Walking can be a powerful, powerful productivity hack. I've found this to be the case so often in my own life. There's a challenge that I have, an issue that I have, and I need an answer for it. I'll go take a walk. And usually within 10, 15 minutes, it's like, oh, there it is. And I'm more productive. So surprising benefit number two, walking helps you be more productive. It's a productivity hack. All right, walking, surprising benefit number three, it's great if you need to have a hard conversation with someone. Again, lots of research indicating that walking lowers anxiety, it lowers stress, it lowers tension, and when you need to have a hard conversation with someone, all of that tends to be present. And when you're both walking, that's lowered. It makes the conversation easier. When my wife Ava and I were getting ready to move from Maryland to South Carolina, we were working through some things that we needed to do to our house in Maryland. We weren't on the same page with some of the stuff we needed to do. In fact, we weren't even in the same book. And what we did often was go take a walk. In fact, I remember one issue we started to talk about in the kitchen, and I said, nope, nope, let's go for a walk. And that conversation went so much better because the tension was lowered, the stress was lowered, the anxiety was lowered. Need a hard conversation, need to have a hard conversation with someone, go take a walk. Surprising benefit number 3. Surprising benefit number 4. So one of the things that I do that's part of my fitness routine is planks. They're terrible. Actually, the benefits are amazing, but they're really hard to do. And I time myself and need to reach a certain amount of time for each plank, and then I'm done. I have never reached the time limit and thought, you know what, this is so much fun, I'm going to keep going. In fact, most exercise, when you reach the limit, when you reach the end, it's like, I'm done, thank you, let's move on. But so often when we're walking and we reach the end, we want to keep going. That's because walking is fun, it's enjoyable. So when you walk for exercise, often you want to walk more. It's exercise that keeps compounding, and that's surprising benefit number 4. All right, surprising benefit number 5, and I just learned this a couple of months ago. This is from research done by the University of Exeter. They discovered that if you take a 15-minute walk, you will curb your cravings for chocolate. If you have a sweet tooth, walking can curb those cravings. So if you are looking to lose some weight, walking not only burns calories, but it might even help you curb the cravings you have for the things that add those calories. I was surprised when I heard that, even shocked a little bit. Hey, if you're just getting started and you're wondering, so how do I begin? How do I start walking for fitness? Do I need 10,000 steps? No. In fact, I recommend that you don't set a starting goal of 10,000 steps. That's a lot. The idea when you're getting started is simply to build a habit, build a routine, start small, think long. And I invite you to use the podcast Walking is Fitness. Together we can take a 10-minute walk every day. And if you follow the podcast in Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you'll get a reminder and notice, hey, there's a new episode. It's like an invitation to walk together. So let's get started using the podcast Walking is Fitness, and thanks for watching.